Yes.
So we are
The submissions, I keep mine on unlimited because if you do one file, well, you can do one file per submission, but a lot of times some of my students will submit something and they'll forget the word cited and they'll want to throw that in and they'll upload them separate. So I just allow them to do that, and that's one of the reasons why I keep all submissions as well, because sometimes they'll upload a file and, oh, I forgot something, and so I'll let them go back in and change it if it's before the deadline. Or if they've submitted the paper and they remember at the last minute, oh, my works cited page was separate, I'm okay with them submitting a separate file, because mine are not formal research papers. Mine are more critical thinking, critical analysis. But this is up to you. If you want to say one file is all you're doing, so you better make it right. If you want to say I'm only keeping the most recent, so if you do forget something that's supposed to be in your essay or your paper, you got to redo the whole thing. You can't just send an addendum. That's completely up to you. That is whichever way you want to do that. The one submission allowed, I would hesitate to do that, because that would mean they can only submit one time, and so if they did forget something, they could not go back in before the deadline and change it. And that might be a hindrance to them as far as submitting it. So that's what these two are. Any questions about those? All right, and then all you get is save and close.
All right, is everybody good? Everybody with her?
Mm-hmm. Questions?
Oh, PDF will work. I'm looking at work.
Okay.
I knew I had a student.
Okay,
that
you did PDF.
did that.
Yeah.
Why would you allow multiple submissions? I do the same thing as Suzanne. I allow multiple submissions because then I'm not getting that email
Yeah.
that says, Mr. McGee, I fill in the blank. I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I wanted to change this,
Yeah.
I wanted to change that.
Yeah, and I just tell them I'm grading the most recent
That's what I do,
date.
yes. Just,
And
I
unless
grade the
you
last
tell
one.
me something, like I've had students, they can write when they submit, they can put comments on there, and they'll say, grade this one, or
Yeah.
this is the works cited page, and so they tell me on there when they submit what to do.
But I just did the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever the last one is.
It runs the originality report every time they submit it.
Yeah.
So if they get like
Yeah.
75% back.
Welcome, Ms.
It won't on their own. It compares them. It knows if it's in the same,
this
same.
is the Morristown Summer
I'm talking about like the first time they
Institute.
submit it, and then they get 75%.
Yeah, they can
Learning
see
about
that.
Dropbox. So this is Walter State
Exactly.
faculty
Exactly.
who are
Okay, that's
Here
another
to
feature.
learn.
You, in my
and
opinion,
trying to figure
I
out
let
what's
them
going
see
on.
the originality report.
Yeah.
So they know I'm gonna see that it says 75% of their content came from other sources. I want them to see that before, because they think, oh, he won't notice, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
if I
I'll
just do a sentence here,
I'll
sentence
just
here.
submit that. But when it comes back and says, you know, you just submitted a document that 75% of it came from other sources, and the dude's gonna read it.
Or if they think, oh, my friend
So,
goes to this
yeah.
college out in Midwest, they'll never know that.
Right.
It will.
It will.
So, and that's what you can tell them. If yours says more than 20% or more than 25%, I'm not going to grade it. And so they can go back and see the percentage and know and think, oh shoot, I better go back and redo some stuff because it's too much. And a lot of times students don't realize how much
Hang
they
on, and I'll
think.
ask that question.
You know, they give the 6 or 8 line quotes, and I put it in quotes. What's the problem? It's, well, you know, I ask you to answer this question in your own words, and all you're doing is telling me what everyone else says. That's not you critically analyzing or thinking about the topic, and so that's a good clue for them. Cut down your quotes and make it more your own input.
Dr. Stevens, I
Yeah.
hate to interrupt you, but someone from the audience out in the world wants to know, what about the security of the Dropbox? Is everything secure within that area?
As far as secure, as far as someone else being able to access it?
That's what I assume they mean. They just said, what about the security of the Dropbox?
Yes. No, that student can access and submit files. No one else can go in and download anything from the Dropbox. Students cannot see anyone else's submissions. When they go into their Dropbox, all they see is what they have put in there themselves. So no one else can see what they've done. No one else can access their papers. So no one would be able to go into a Dropbox, look at what someone else has written, and then copy from it, because a student view is only what you have put in.
And that is the difference between the discussion boards and the Dropboxes. Because remember, discussion board, who sees it? Everybody. Dropbox, it's only the material. It says both privacy and data content access. I missed the last part of that question. I'm so sorry. If you want to send it again, I'll re-ask.
Okay.
So I know lets you look at those other papers.
If it's a student submission, because of privacy, and that's one of the good things about privacy, you cannot pull up another student's paper. It will tell you that it was submitted by
Thank
another
you.
student at Walter State or another student at Erskine Community College, but you can't actually pull up because that's one of the privacy features, that you can't pull up any other student's paper if they're not in your class.
But it will take you to Wikipedia.
Yes.
It will
yes.
take you to
And
that.
one of the interesting things, it lists, like if that student at that college got it from a website, when you go, it'll list this student's paper. You can't see that, but if they got that from a website, it'll list the
We're
website
actually
down below.
using the Dropbox inside eLearn, which is Brightspace, and it's our D2L system here at Walter State. It's what our students use, our faculty use for grades and content.
Student's paper.
Yes.
And you can even see that student's name and.
Yeah, I had an incident where I had a student who submitted, she was a good student. I'd had her before, and her paper showed about an 80 to 90%
Sorry, I can't understand.
plagiarism. And I just simply emailed her and I said, hey, I've got a question for you. Your paper showed an